Beautiful day in Wisconsin. It's Father's Day. We're smoking St. Louis style ribs on the pellet smoker. Hang out, I'll show you how I do it. So the pellet smoker is set at 250 degrees. It's time to put the ribs on. We'll go ahead and set them on there. I'm just gonna set them on right in the center of this bad boy. Once the ribs are on here, I'm not gonna look at these for probably an hour. So in about an hour, I'll come and check them. We're gonna kind of start seeing how the bark's starting to look, and then I'll start spritzing them with apple cider vinegar here. We're about an hour in. You know, they say if you're looking, you're not cooking, but we're gonna be quick. We're at 250, about an hour in. At this point, I start spritzing with apple cider and water, just kind of half and half. You know, just like your swimming pool, you want your water wet. I like to keep my bark wet, so let's make sure we keep the bark wet. And look at it, not too bad. You can see where it's starting to kind of dry out, and I'm gonna do a quick spritz. I might do this every 30 minutes or so, but I'm just gonna try to keep the bark wet on there. Let her go again. We'll check her again in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and just keep spritzing her until it's time to wrap. So we're about 2 hours in. We've just been checking them, keep spritzing them. Main thing I'm looking for here is I want to maintain a color, right? I want to get to a color before I wrap. Internal temp 170, 175. But we're getting some color. Not quite there yet. I like that bark to develop a little more, but we're getting close. Like I said, 2 hours. See where we're at in about an hour. All right, so we're about 3 hours. We're a little over 3 hours, about 3 hours and 20 minutes. The color's looking right. It's time to wrap. Our internal right now is about 173. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap. The first thing I'm going to do is I put some aluminum foil down. I got 2 racks here. I add butter and brown sugar. So I've sprinkled out some brown sugar. We're going to throw some butter on here. Room temperature butter. I don't think you can put too much butter on anything, right? Once I got my butter down, I take a little bit of the seasoning. And you can go ahead and sprinkle a little bit more of your favorite seasoning on that. Now let's look at the ribs. Colors looking exactly how I want them. Nice mahogany color. These ribs are just right. And I'm gonna go meat side down. Meat side down. Put it on top of the seasoning and everything else. Get them nice and centered. Got them meat side down. I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap them up, and you wanna wrap them tight. Look what I did here. I don't have enough to cover them all the way around, and that's okay. I'm just gonna take another piece and I'm gonna cover them in and just wrap that all the way around. Let me get another piece of aluminum foil to make sure I get everything nice and covered. So I measured wrong, but it's not the first time. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all the way wrapped. And like I said, I want this wrapped tight. Once I get it wrapped, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the smoker. Meat side down, and I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other rack. That's the second wrap. Oh, look how pretty that looks. And man, it's so tender already. It's getting close. They won't. Another couple hours, we'll be ready. Meat side down. Remember that. Side down. Get it wrapped all the way. Make sure you get them wrapped nice and tight. My aluminum foil is the wrong size. We'll make it right here in a minute. Nice thing about aluminum foil, you can bring it to the scrap yard when you're done. They pay you for it. All right. Rack of ribs, meat side down, nice and hot. Going back in, 250 degrees, a couple more hours. We just hit 195 internal temp on these ribs. What's it been, Miranda? About an hour and a half. It hasn't quite been 2 hours. These ribs are a little thinner, so it's probably going a little quicker than normal. We're running about 250 degrees. Look, at this point right here, my goal is 205 internal, 203, 205. I'm gonna open them up. You rub them down with your favorite barbecue sauce, and then I'm gonna put them back on the pit, and I'm just gonna monitor this until we get to about, like I said, 203, 205. And then we're almost there. I don't have my little scrubby brush, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get this barbecue sauce on there. Some people don't even put barbecue sauce. It's not necessary, but I like it. Again, we're at 195 internal. We are close. I mean, we are pretty much there. Thinner rack of ribs. Maybe didn't take that much longer, so it's probably not going to take very long. Use your favorite barbecue sauce. I wish I had some Shelton's or something else, but this is what I got today. Get our barbecue sauce on there. Come on, sweetie. Come out there. Don't be scared. I've got my barbecue sauce on there. We're at 195 internal. My goal is about 203, 205. It's not going to take much longer considering these ribs are a little thinner. If they were a thicker rack of ribs, maybe another hour. I don't think it's going to take another hour. We're going to run them at 250 and get to 203, 205 internal. We're ready to eat. So we've reached an internal of 205, and I can already tell you it only took about 40 minutes. This is a thin slab of ribs, but these ribs are falling apart. I could have probably stopped it at 203. But look, let me see if I can get a bone out of here. Let's see how easy. Let me see if I can get a bone. Yeah, look how tender that is. A little bit over. I think this rack right here is perfect. We're about, like I said, 205 internal. We're ready to eat. I'm gonna let these rest for a little while. We're ready to eat. This is what I can guarantee you. If we were at a barbecue competition and I was the only guy entered, I would win that competition. Look, simple, easy, St. Louis style ribs at home on the pellet smoker. Didn't take that long. We're looking, I don't know, we're close to 6 hours in on this. But I'm excited. We're gonna do some cornbread. We're gonna do some mac and cheese. It's Father's Day. I hope everyone had a great Father's Day. Thank you for hanging around while we cook, while we smoke some ribs on the pellet smoker. And we'll see you guys next time, right? Yeah, 100%. Let's go. Let's eat.